Well, welcome again guys to the workshop. Today we're going to personalise a pen, or in fact a couple of pens, and I'm going to show you the process we go through. I've seen this on YouTube, so I am stealing the idea, and to be fair, and I'm sorry to the person who put theirs up. I can't remember who it is and I can't find him again, so it was one of those random things. But it comes about because people often ask, can you personalise, can you get them engraved, and I know there's CNC machines out there and things like that, but this is another process, I guess, for us guys who don't have the money to buy CNC machines or even to send them out and get them done, and it's using decals. Now decals, obviously, you'll be very familiar to those guys who build models and that type of thing, but you can buy a printable decal paper. Now this is just a strip of it, and it's actually it's called water. Well, this one is inkjet water slide decal paper, and you can see there that I've printed my decals on there. I've got 4 pens to do, a pen and pencil set which has got the gentleman's name on, and I'm doing 2 samples to send to friends of mine who are marriage celebrants, and they like to give a special pen away on the wedding day for signing of the registry and the papers, and so we've just got the name. In this case it is those people, but just the name of the bride and groom, the date of their marriage, and a little phrase. These ones come from Ephesians, heirs together of the grace of life, which is a lovely sentiment. Now the 2 for the gentleman that I'm doing, I've already turned the barrel of the pen. I'm using Sierra pen kits, and you'll notice that it is still highly figured, but I've selected and I've turned it so there is a clear section of the pen, and what I did was just getting, this is your normal olive wood blank, and I've selected them so that they have, in this case, an area, and in looking down the barrel you'll see that there's an area which has got very little grain figure, but there's still a lot on one side. And so when I drill that out, if necessary, I don't necessarily drill it exactly center. I move the drill bit so that we can take advantage of the finish area that is going to give us this this clear area where we can put our sticker on. And so that's what we're going to show you today, and show you the process. The other ones I've just made out of holly, beautiful holly, which of course you guys are well aware of in the US of A. It comes from there, and it is the Google tells us it's the whitest wood in the world, and that's appropriate for a wedding gift or a wedding commemorative pen. So we'll show you how that one comes out too. Okay, so on with the process. Okay, so we've remounted our little bit of Bethlehem olive wood. Now, one of the things I didn't say was that I've gone right through the process and have polished the pen blank to what would normally be its finish, and so the decals require a highly polished surface to go on. So the next, so we center that down to our plain area, and the next thing to do is to cut up the decal. Okay, so we're getting our decals, and we're just cutting those. Now the one thing I forgot to say was that these, when we print on inkjet paper, you might think, well, if you were going to put these in the water, the ink's going to run, and it would do too, but what we have done is put in a gloss acrylic spray across that. Last night, I printed these yesterday. I sprayed those and sealed that with a gloss acrylic spray, and so they will be perfectly okay to immerse in water now. So I'll continue on just to cut those approximately to size, and making sure that, yep, we're going to be fine there. And cutting those to size. I'll also put some paper underneath just to collect any drips. And now it is the application of the sticker itself. Just get that nicely and running square, and then we use the paintbrush just to make sure that we get out any air bubbles. And then finally, with a little bit of paper, just to take off the excess moisture. Be careful just to pat it. It'll still move, as I think you just saw that in the camera. So just be very careful at this stage not to upset the transfer at all. Just a little bubble there which we removed. So we're able to okay, well, I'm pretty happy with that, and we're going to leave it there now because I'm actually going to do the others, and I'm going to take this off the mandrel again and put it to one side and leave this to dry for at least a couple of hours before we finish the process. And the finishing process is going to be applying a CA finish across the top of this and embedding that label into the piece of timber itself, and so it will be sandwiched between a layer of acrylic, and that way it won't scratch off and it'll fully protect us. So I'll come back when we're ready for this one. In the meantime, I'll do the others and I'll show you those too. Okay folks, so we've the decal has dried, and we're now about to put the CA acrylic finish over the top, and yeah, that's the next stage. And we just start by using a thin CA, get us into position here. Now that's just got a single finish on it, so that looks okay. Okay, we've left that for a minute, so I'm just going to put a second coat on. Again, we'll let that dry a minute. I've been told, I haven't experimented, but I don't want to ruin anything. I've been told not to use accelerator on at least the first couple of coats let them dry naturally on their own. So I don't know whether that has some sort of reaction against the print or what, I'm not too sure. But we're following instructions and just letting that dry of its own on its own. Okay, we've let those dry for a little while, and so now we can go ahead and put our top coats on. I'm going to change to a medium thickness CA now, which will give a thicker coat on each one, and I will use the accelerator from now on. Okay, well, we've got about 5 top coats on that, and that doesn't look too bad at all. So from that point on, we can now gently polish it up. So we'll start that process, and we'll go through using our micro mesh, starting from probably 1500 and coming all the way up to 12,000 in the micro mesh. Okay, finally finishing up with 12,000 grit on the micro mesh. So as you can probably see, it's coming up with a lovely shine. Take that off there, and just as a final, we'll put on a Maguire's product, a mirror glaze. Oops, probably a bit too much. Slopping all over the place. Okay, so that mirror glaze will just bring that up that brings that up a treat. And I'll just give it a quick polish, add a bit of speed. There we can see the label, beautifully sealed underneath the acrylic finish, and so that has just got a real glorious looking shine to it, quite a mirror finish. So hopefully I'll put the pen together and I'll show you the end result, and then I'll put a couple of pictures of all the pens once we've finished all those. So thanks guys for watching, and I hope that was instructional, and yeah, look, give it a go, because I'm sure that that's going to be an answer to a lot of people who are looking for ways of personalising pens for people. So yeah, the actual label itself is almost, well, it's completely disappeared. And so that acrylic finish really makes it shine. So thanks for watching.